So, basically, continuing on with the bad driving topic, we're going to move on to the inaugural voyage of the Snowstang.
So for anyone that doesn't know, in Colorado we have a bus. We have really great public transit out here. We have something called the Snowstang, which takes you from Grand Junction to Denver and back and forth. I think even up to Fort Collins, but it makes stops along the I-70 corridor. And it helps ease congestion. I've ridden Snowstang. It's like $14 for me to take it down to Central Station, and then for another $10 I can be at DIA. So for $25, it's cheaper than a tank of gas. It's cheaper than dealing with any of the bullshit. I can get to the airport in like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, and Snowstang itself is actually pretty reliable.
It is for the most part, unless it's sold out, and then fuck. But they're introducing a new one called Snowstang, which takes you from Denver to Loveland, A Basin, and then I don't think it's Copper. I think it's like Frisco. They drop you off, and then you can take the bus.
Yeah. And
there might be a stop at Keystone, but they're testing the waters, so to speak, to help ease I-70 congestion.
Mm-hmm.
But during the inaugural voyage, the Snowstang went sideways.
It sure did. The photo is great.
Oh my god,
the photo is so good.
It's like the greatest thing you could ever see. It's stuck on Loveland Pass, right in front of Loveland ski area, and it's just completely fucked. And it was something. How long did the people? Like 8 hours or something. They were trapped on the bus or something. I can't remember what it said. It was. I know it was. It was like spent 8 hours on bus because of heavy snow and road conditions. 8 hours.
Yeah, we arrived at A Base in 2.5 hours late.
Yeah, that's. I don't really think that's easing anyone's congestion. That's just making people more frustrated. I like the concept of it, but I feel like they might need to get some better drivers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. And granted, this is saying in the article, saying A Basin reported 17 inches of new snow in 48 hours at that moment, and Loveland 21.
Yeah, that was like it was like 4 days and 4 feet or something.
So it was pretty rough conditions for an inaugural event, but at the same time, like, Snowstang does fine for the most part. So you have drivers. Like, what went wrong? You picked a not good one. Did you just hire somebody fresh and go, oh yeah, we'll try you out? No, get one of your veteran drivers to do it. Or maybe they did. I mean, I don't know, but I like the idea too. I mean, one bus isn't going to do a lot. You figure how many people can get on one bus.
I think they're running 3 buses.
Is that what it is?
3? I think that's what they're doing, but I know that I think they can fit like almost 100 people per bus.
Yeah, I mean, that takes off. If you do 3 buses, that's 300 cars.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially that you could take off.
So
up to, say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Whether when they do, we're supposed to be one of the test phases for Hypertube.
Right.
For Elon Musk. So if we got, they keep saying that, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No, because the thing is when you start having a situation like that where it takes 20 minutes to get from Denver to Summit, at that point, then we start having congestion issues in Summit. Well, we can't handle that many people. We already can't handle the people we have, but we at least have the saving grace of people saying, well, I don't want to go up there on the weekend. Like, it's gnarly.
Well,
like, I don't want to spend 4 hours on
People just shouldn't come here in general. You might die.
Right. So, yeah, when we have the turnoff of I-70, when that's not a thing anymore, then people will just get on the Hyperloop.
Yeah, and especially because they could drive their car onto the Hyperloop and then they bring their car up here, and that's even worse because they're probably coming up with their bald-ass fucking summer tires.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, Hyperloop sounds sick, but
Snowstang's probably a little better.
I'd rather have Snowstang.
Yeah, Snowstang right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do love the fact that CDOT is actually trying to do something.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate their effort, for sure. They understand that there needs to be something done.
Yeah.
And it's better than, the only thing I've really, really seen them do much was they added that carpool lane, which gets ridiculously expensive if you're paying attention. And
does it? I've never...
Because it's every single time you drive under a meter, it charges you. It's not
you know that's because they privatized that. That's owned by the Japanese, I think.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's the Chinese. I can't remember, but that's not... That money doesn't... It's a private toll road. That's why.
Yeah. So
they sold us out.
So that didn't really, honestly, help congestion much. the only other thing that they've really done is they do the stopping at the tunnel where they stop traffic
where they
for 20
meter
minutes
them.
to try and ease traffic on the other side of the tunnel. That's really all they've done. So,
well, remember when was it last year they were doing the pacing where they would take the plows, or else it was the state trooper cars, and they would cover all lanes, and they would just drive at like 50 miles an hour the whole way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone was telling me that it took them like 12 hours to get back to Denver the other day. I was like, I'd fucking kill myself.
Yeah. Not to mention, there's other ways. There's other ways to get back to Denver. I'm not going to tell you guys.
Well,
I guess I don't care. I live here. But, yeah, there's other ways. And, I mean, even if you don't know the other fancier ways, just go the back way down to Colorado Springs and then back up to Denver. If it's going to take you 6 hours.
Even 285 backs up.
That's a first.
You haven't heard that?
No.
I've got friends that live over in Fairplay and stuff, and they were telling me it took them 2.5 hours just to make it from Breck to Fairplay.
All right, well, sleep in your car.
No, you go north until you hit Wyoming, then you just keep going north until you get to Jackson.
Yeah, and then just stay there.
Stay there.
Yeah. Or keep going north and go to Canada. They got plenty of empty space up there.
Their highways are actually phenomenal up there.
Well, I bet. Canada's like the better U.S. And quieter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're colder.
Mm-hmm. There's things that you don't understand. You didn't grow up next to Canada like I did.
No, I didn't.
You don't see what I've seen.
No.
Believe me, if you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand.
You can drink at 18.
19.
Is it 19?
It depends which province you're in.
Oh.
There's 2 that I think are 18. The rest are all 19. But yeah,
the one right above Michigan's 18.
I was gonna say that. I think it's that one, and there's like one other one way over on the East Coast, I believe. But they speak French.
Kind of.
They speak a form of French.
A form of. That's off topic.
Someone actually asked me if I would start doing all episodes in French.
No.
Just because my last name's Lefebvre doesn't mean I care to be French. My family was kicked out of France.
For good reason?
Religious persecution.
I mean, I guess it's good reason from someone's point of view.
And then they migrated to the colonies, where they were religiously persecuted, so they fled to French Canada, where they were religiously persecuted again. Then they went to the Louisiana Bayou, and the TV show Swamp People is my family.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's that.
So that's a good way to end this part of it.
Sure, why not? Just because some
Louisiana swamp
people. Just because my family wants to worship Satan Claus.
Wouldn't that be Krampus?
No, Satan Claus. He's like less Krampus, more Santa, but with a lot more Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.